It's a big ass, like... That police station's like the size of, like... Zzz. Hey, Chet, we need some sound effects. Zzz.
I got you, bro.
Somebody made a version of the original SimCity using JavaScript and HTML5. So you can just run it in your goddamn browser.
That's funny.
The original SimCity kind of looks like this, except it's mega top-down, basically. It's like that.
Yeah.
It's like, this is like isometric, and the original SimCity was just totally top-down, it looks like, basically. This was the one that I played, though, for sure. Oh, yeah, Super NES.
Okay.
It was developed and published by Nintendo.
Yeah.
So they incorporated their own ideas. Instead of the Godzilla monster disaster, Bowser of the Super Mario series is the attacking monster.
Let's get a big park going.
And when the city reaches 500,000 populace, the player receives a Mario statue that's placeable in the city.
Man, people cheered for that.
Cheered for what?
This big park.
Oh, yeah.
Right by the power plant.
Yeah, man. You got some shitty stuff. Was there a fire? There's some shitty stuff there. Do you see
Here?
Like up? See that shitty stuff right there? Are you mad?
This stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably just moved out.
I think you need to.
I'm not worried about the projects, man.
Like that's a little worse than the projects. It's like burnt out.
Let's build a fire station.
That must have been what happened, right?
There.
It must have been.
It's so close.
I mean, I think the fire already happened.
Firefighters don't work retroactively? Shit. I've had it wrong my whole life.
There's like some. I guess maybe that's just a real shitty building. Is that?
I think that's
factories?
like when they move out or whatever.
Okay, but no, the yellow is like factories or whatever.
Yellow is industrial, yeah.
Yeah. That's what factories are.
Seaport. Yes. You need a seaport.
Also unique to the Super NES version is a character named Dr. Wright, whose physical appearance is based on Will Wright, who acts as an advisor to the player. It's got a Japanese soundtrack.
It's pretty cool that you can rotate around the city, too. The city is vast.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You said you could rotate? You change that angle? Oh, that's neat.
We have an idyllic little pond town.
I bet that rotation thing was a bitch and a half to code.
Yeah.
Just to figure out where all the tiles would be now.
Well, it's probably all just calculated.
Yeah, I mean, but somebody had to code how it's what do you mean? It's probably all just calculated. It's how computer programs work. But some human had to.
Something they had to depending on how the engine works, it could either be the terrain is just generated this way, and it doesn't matter what angle they look at it at.
Yeah.
So it would be pretty simple to just say, look at it from this angle.
Yeah. In August 1996, a version of the game entitled BS SimCity Machizukuri Takai was broadcast exclusively to Japanese players via the Super Famicom Stellaview subsystem. Later, an official Japan-only sequel titled SimCity 64 was released for the Japan-only Nintendo 64 and on Nintendo 64 DD, which was it had a hard drive in it.
I think it might be time.
Time to destroy this fucking place.
My people have betrayed me for the last time.
Did they? So the Stellaview...
You question me?
Satellaview, I guess. I was misreading that. Is a really insane Japanese thing. Satellite modem peripheral for Nintendo Super Famicom. What the fuck?
The people of Poopville are nefarious. We don't have a lot of cars going around.
I mean,
Yeah, our city is
yeah, it's kind of like, it seems like the industrial place has gotten pretty shit.
all right.
I think you don't have enough jobs for the industrial.
I think
Riots.
this riots in the streets.
Riots in the streets. Setting fucking fire.
This is how it ends.
Setting fucking fire.
But then the monster
Then the
came.
monster came.
That's a monster. That's fucking awesome.
He just makes that sound. Zzz, zzz.
He's got an eyeball, an all-seeing eye.
Yeah.
But then
Satellite, like, there was a fucking peripheral, kinda.
holy shit. He does not give a fuck.
There was a peripheral for the Super Nintendo in Japan that let it, like, receive a satellite TV signal.
What?
Yeah. You never listened to me? I've been telling you a bunch of interesting shit about the history of SimCity, and you're just not even interested.
I'm interested, but
What's the boom sound that's happening right now?
it is, I think, the tornado blowing up trees.
Blowing up trees. Probably like kind of what it sounds like. I want to see what SimCity 64 looks like. That's pretty interesting.
I am interested, but I'm very focused on
Destroying
my
everything you
town.
created. I mean, it looks like
My
what you'd expect it
empire.
to look like. It's just interesting that there was like a 3D SimCity that was Japan only. Like it's like that.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
You could kind of just like rotate around and look at shit.
Plane crash in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that like you have to like try a few times to get it to land in the middle of your shit. Oh, Mario statue in SimCity 64.
That's
Adorable. Holy shit, man!
Poopville, the fire station.
Fire station's not doing a good job. They cannot contain it. What's have you done all the disasters now?
Not all of them. Most of the interesting ones.
Do a flood now.
Does it come out of the lake?
I don't know. Right now I don't see shit happening.
I hear puddles being splooshed.
Maybe it has to do with elevation. Like, do another flood.
Flood the flood.
I don't see a flood happening. I think from what I remember, like the water would just like expand all over the gaff. Yeah, there you go.
Hurricane.
Fuck the fire station. And then the flood came. Look at those people.
And we were forced into the caves for 100,000 years.
How could we rebuild?
We could not. The aliens were our only salvation.
And that is why we all have alien chips in our brains now.
Our tentacles make it easier to communicate.
That
though.
monster's like, my work here is done. And then he rested. He's gonna go over here in this valley and take a nap.
He's gonna go.
He's like looking for other shit to blow up, but there ain't no more shit to blow up.
He's gonna go watch some Inuyasha. Make some pizza. Some of those bobolis. All right.
Yeah, dude.
I guess let's check out
that Will
video.
Wright bullshit.
Save City.
Yeah, you can like save them as like city files and like share them with people.
Poopville.sc2.
It had like a file name limit.
Quit.
Yeah.
Let us enter Will TV.
Will TV. You're gonna find this pretty funny, I think. It's pretty funny. Select a movie button.
Movie 1.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to Maxis.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. What's your vision for the future of sim games? Will Wright. DOSBox doesn't like those transitions.
Currently, we're investigating
Oh, hey, Will.
the possibility of having a group of products that all allow data portability between them. So the user could be constructing and simulating various aspects of a larger world. Perhaps I want to
Zoom in. Zoom in on him.
Is this even 4x3 or is this some weird shit? That's not even.
I think that's 4x3. It's just like.
I can take that house or car or city and place it into my world model. So really, the data set.
I think he's describing Google SketchUp.
These aren't islands of data sitting with each product, but really, there's a large set of data that I can slowly be building over time, much the way somebody might build a model train set and slowly get into the various aspects of the terrain and the village. And
Listen to this fucking
I can
nerd.
pick whichever aspect of this world.
Listen to this fucking
and
Melvin.
And
I can see why you might think that this would be a good idea, but like SimCity, the new one, is just like
SimCity again.
SimCity, just like almost like less.
Yeah.
In terms of scale and stuff like that.
And by doing this, we will be able to, in the future, allow our games to connect, interface, and share.
As I'm illustrating with my hands.
So
connect, you know, like when things connect.
More like you're buying an addition to a library of tools rather than a standalone game that you'll play for 2 or 3 weeks and get tired of. For instance, when we came out with SimCity 2000, we provided an upgrade path to the users so they could take their
We got a bunch of games back there
and move them into SimCity 2000. The user, when they play our games, that's what they're really creating. When they build a city and they spend all the time designing the intricacies of their city, it's that data set that they're creating.
He seems like a nice man.
They don't care, you know, how
Does he?
the code that we have in SimCity 2000
I mean,
came from the
he seems like a man.
they care about is they can take their masterpiece.
Seems like a fucking nerd is what he seems like.
He's got ideas.
Yep.
He's trying to make his cool ideas.
Games we do, as I said, are
Bickford Schmeckler's cool ideas.
As a film.
That is a film. It's a pretty funny indie film.
CPUs that are coming into the market are a great help to us because we can really make a much more believable world.
Because of the resolution and stuff, this feels like a missed video or something.
I mean,
like
it's
that.
like from the same, almost the same era.
It's just like, it feels like this is like a weird artifact that you're supposed to like learn some weird clues in.
Yeah, it's like, this is like some shit that would be in The Witness.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's supposed to mean something to you or some shit beyond the literal content.
Yeah.
I like his like monitor back there. I like how there's no flickering happening, which means they must have did that thing that Neil talked about where they sync up the camera with the monitor.
Yeah, or they like printed a screenshot out and
taped it to the monitor.
Around things they create, around ideas that they're exploring, around issues.
Around issues.
Yeah.
We got to see what one more of these is like, just to see if they're all just like exactly that.
Let's go to the
Why
end.
is there... Oh, I read that as 1284 for some reason. Because I'm insane. Ka-boom, ka-boom, ka-boom. Oh, yeah.
Jerry.
I'm on no sleep. How did you design these? How did you design them? Great interview questions, guys. Oh, man.
Holy shit.
Back in 1985.
It looks like he's like powered up a little bit.
Yeah, he looks like Stephen Chow with a mustache.
Yeah.
And I had to
Godzilla.
develop an editor to develop the islands to blow up. And I found I had a lot more fun creating the islands than destroying them. So I kept working on this program that created the islands. And I started to study some of the urban models that had been done back in the 60s and 70s. And SimCity sort of evolved out of that. what's neat about it is that they have to come up with their own goals. In SimCity, we don't say you have to do this to win, or if you do that, you lose. The first thing you have to do when you sit down is decide, what do you want? Do you want the happiest citizens? Do you want the biggest
That's exactly
city?
the problem with
Do you
SimCity.
want the most aesthetically pleasing
You
layout?
don't win.
So just having to sit down and
You just
go
like
through your own
do
value
it forever
judgments,
and
I think, is something that most
arbitrarily
people want to do when they play computer games.
make
What we
goals,
also were trying to do was
but it's not like
increase the
Minecraft,
amount
so
of
it's not like
creativity a user could
It's
put
not
into the
infinite.
system. So there are really a lot more parameters you can adjust in the new SimCity versus the old one. And I'm hoping that people will just sort of go wild with their creativity and create some really bizarre things.
all right.
I hope they
that was
go
that
wild and create some bizarre things. How would he know? Probably somebody would have mailed him. I guess there was email. I guess somebody probably took a
one. Probably
real
like BBSs and shit.
Could you take a screenshot easily as a home user? Is there a way to do that? Probably just took a fucking photo of your fucking screen. Maybe what you did is you attached a map file to an email or like put it up on a BBS or something. That's probably what you
might
did.
be able to like share your map.
Yeah.
Literally.
That's probably what you did.
All right, so that was SimCity, I guess.
Look at this fucking interface. It's
Yeah.
like they made it like this tiny,
is like a Myst
weird
thing.
remote. Yeah, it's super a Myst thing.
What's the puzzle? How do you puzzle?
Myst, funnily enough, Myst was also a Mac thing. Mac was really like a big deal. Mac OS was like a
Yeah.
big deal for a while, and then Windows just fucking ass fucked it.
Yeah. So SimCity is pretty awesome. We could spend a long time and make a city, but
Yeah, we got fucking places to
we
be.
got things to do.
We got
We got
shit to do.
people to hide.
We got dead bodies to chop up and people to hide. Yeah, you know.
We got animals to inside out.
Animals to inside out. All right. So yeah, next time I think we have like
We got a
have,
couple
like,
more
two more side games,
random games.
and then we've got Marathon, which is going to be our big
We
like.
have a few more than two, like maybe 3 or 4.
I think there's like 2 more. I think it's Freddy Fish and Tekken in this year. Now that we've been
There's
used to
another one. There's Donkey Kong.
Oh yeah, there is Donkey Kong. You're right. Well, anyway, we've got a few more
Few more
side
of those.
games, and then Marathon. So depending on how we feel next week, we'll either do some more side games or do
Yeah.
Marathon.
Join us then.
Join us then, so we may hide you and inside out your animals. Girl.